natural or unnatural. I don't think it's unnatural for a person to rape, but I don't think that's besides the point. What I'm trying to show is if the person through their behavior or actions or whatever is adding undue social costs, i.e., a lot more policemen have to be in the neighborhood and blah 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 blah, then there's a problem with that person. Okay, like should we allow them to set a bunch of meat out in their backyard just because they like the way the meat looks in the backyard?
That's
Right?
disanalogous. That is
No, it's not
disanalogous.
disanalogous. She likes
Human
the way
beings are not human
likes the
beings
way
are
the
not
bikini
blind,
sets on the
stupid
body,
animals,
just the
Seamus.
way she likes the meat sits in the
Human
yard. It's
beings are not
analogous.
blind, stupid animals. They can see a trigger and choose not to deal it, choose not to have a bullet fire. Okay, they're able to stop themselves from just jumping on their own friggin' urges. That's the difference between a coyote and a human being.
Exactly. They're gonna say the disanalogy is between the coyote and the human being. So all you got to do is like, what if I make a video like bragging, showing off all my expensive electronics, and post in the description my fucking address, and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be on vacation for a few weeks, bitch. You know, and then like somebody comes and robs my house, and I'm like whining about it, and people are like, well, godless, you shouldn't have done that. And I say, you're a masochist.
Look,
Well, first of all,
don't even engage my analogy yet. All I'm saying is, let's say person A is adding undue social cost, even though the actions seem to be on their own, okay, taken alone, pretty innocent, okay. But when taken in the larger picture, they're adding undue social cost. Should the society have reasons to want to warrant that
well,
woman?
shit, if you want to get rid of undue social cost, Seamus, just get rid of police altogether. I mean, fuck it. If it costs too much
You
money,
don't
if
seem to
it's,
be engaging with
here's
anything I'm
something
saying.
else. Here's another question. Okay, banks are very, very juicy targets for robbers, and if enough robbers with enough skill get into a bank and clean it out, it's a done deal. But should the police bother? Should banks be told they can't store cash
Yeah,
on?
banks
Like
security have increasingly, I'll explain to you. Bank security have increasingly got more and more and more better every single year, up into the point where now it's like discrete technological, quantum type
do
bullshit that
not
uses
fucking kid
locks.
yourself.
And so
Do
what I'm saying
not
is
kid yourself.
they
Bank has to
constantly,
store an amount of money on site physically, and if it's physically held, it can be physically jimmied and physically taken. And that's even with the die packs. Okay?
yeah, I
So
agree.
so if that's
No
the
one's
case,
disagreeing with that. Think about how
if that's
silly
the
it would be
case,
for anyone to
Seamus,
disagree with that. You think I'm disagreeing with that,
if
Gus?
that's the case, then Seamus, why don't we say to banks, hey, listen, the social cost, and especially since you guys tend to clump together in financial districts, that makes it even friggin' more nightmarish and harebrained.
That's exactly what we do say to banks, and that's why they increase their security every single year. And every time a new technological asset comes out that increases their security, they buy it.
Yeah, but we don't peel back
No,
we
we're
don't
good. We didn't
peel
get
back
robbed last year.
we
We
don't
didn't
peel
have
back
the.
we don't peel back the
All
police
right, you
response
can't
though.
even have a conversation with this guy.
We don't peel back the police response though. It doesn't matter how much extra security the banks put on. We never send less cops to a bank robbery. So why would we send? First of all, why would we expect this of women? Because it can be said then that this analogy basically says that it's okay for banks to expect more police protection, but not okay for women.
No, banks expect more protection generally. It's not about police protection.
Well,
It could
who
be
else do they get protection from
generally.
then, if not the
And
police?
so, look, I let you finish, and then you interrupted me. Go ahead, Gus, man.
Well, this is a conversation, man. This isn't a fucking
No, it's
debate.
not a conversation when you interrupt me 3 words in. Some conversations
make the
don't
3 words
operate that
matter,
way.
and I'll let you talk longer.
Okay, man. I don't know what to do at this point. I'm not gonna appeal to like
don't be a
having a
fucking
moderator
baby.
jump in and have
Oh,
to.
you're such a fucking.
I'm not gonna appeal to any of that stuff. So I guess I'll just end the conversation here. So it's
Okay,
a shame
whatever.
that you can't have a conversation.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
yeah. It's a shame. It's a shame that you
Well,
can't.
let's see. I'll let you finish. How about this? Let's see. I'll let you finish, and then you let me fucking finish, and see how far we get. Go ahead. You
All
say
right, go
whatever you
ahead,
fucking
baby
want to say.
mama. Go ahead, baby mama. Go ahead. Go ahead.
What I'm saying is your analogy, I'll bite the bullet right on your analogy because I think that banks have been adding an undue social cost. There's been a ton of bank robberies, and every single year they upgrade their security in virtue of this because they're adding more and more social costs to the situation. So they constantly want to increase their security. And you can notice that because every single year when a new technology comes out, the banks are always the first ones and to come in, the government, et cetera, to get it, that type of technology. And so it seems pretty easily just by that standard that we require the bank, not require the banks, and the banks themselves want to do it based on the undue social cost of the opportunity of them being robbed.
Oh, okay. Well, that being the case, then this analogy doesn't just extend to the banks. I mean, you could do this with politicians. You could do it with religious leaders. I mean, this pope. For a while in the 20th century, you couldn't walk a pope from point A to point B without somebody taking a shot at him, right? So, I mean, yeah, we created the Pope Mobile and the Pope Bubble and all, and the Swiss Guard and all that other shit. But still, I mean, hell, if there was no Pope, there'd be no social cost at all. I mean, fuck it, let's just eliminate everything. Walk around in fucking burlap sacks. I mean, at the end of the day, what you're saying doesn't make sense. That's the problem, Seamus. Is what you're
And
saying.
if you want to, if hang on, let me jump in here. If you want to, cut down on the undue social costs, make prostitution legal. So the men don't, in a sense, you think it's just a sexual thing. They have the sexual urge that they need to rape
Yeah,
somebody.
I'm all for
So you
legalized
made
prostitution. Totally agree.
Okay, so
Totally
you
agree.
make prostitution legal. Why are you over talking to me now? So you make prostitution legal. They go pay for it. Then they don't rape anybody, right? And then the money's going around. The income of people are going up, and then economy gets better.
Sounds like a swell idea to me,
willing to hire
especially if the women's could
prostitutes?
be in it for themselves and not be exploited by any men. Yeah, that'd be a great idea. But now for me to respond to what Gus said, think about another analogy with this. Think about if just a red handkerchief, right, which seems very innocuous to us. Let's say a red handkerchief sparked the same type of violence it would as if you walked over in Saudi Arabia and had and was burned and had defiled the Islamic Quran or Islamic flag. Let's say that if you brought out a red handkerchief, okay, in this county, okay, and these people responded this way, even though it was a red handkerchief, right, and it's innocuous and it seems pretty innocent that person had a red handkerchief. You don't think that they would make laws of such, and I'm just talking about social costs, laws, social things that are going on within people. You don't think that the people in that jurisdiction would make a law that you couldn't have a fucking red handkerchief, and that would be basically enacting against the person with the handkerchief? That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is if you bring out undue social costs with any of your actions, don't expect any society not to limit you. And that's that's the most straightforward inference anyone can fucking possibly give any of you guys.
Those limitations are never going to extend to the idea that then rather than tell men to just keep it in their fucking pants unless they have permission, which by the way cleaves better to Occam's razor than your funny ideas do. Instead, we're going to say women don't dress like this, don't dress like that, don't behave like this, don't say this, don't say. I mean, you're going to need to give women a friggin' 400-page user's manual for walking around outside their house in order not to get raped. And even with all of those things,
they shouldn't be wearing those red handkerchiefs.
You know what the biggest social cost is nowadays is credit card theft. Let's take credit cards away from everybody.
No, let the lady
what kind of
say
dumbass
something.
excuse?
Let the lady say something.
So I just say that I think you're conflating decision to express yourself with decision to protect yourself, and I think that's a false analogy. So I'd say, yeah, a woman walking around at night down an alley in a city, she probably should have some form of protection. She probably should have some make decisions to protect herself. But how she expresses herself, that doesn't necessarily hold that people should be able to attack her for that. If we were to conflate expression with being socially disruptive, then we couldn't really have any of the freedoms that we have today in terms of freedom of speech or freedom of expression. So I would say that it's very important that we hold to keep those. But I do think that, yeah, women should be encouraged to carry firearms. Women should be encouraged to follow laws of protection. They should be encouraged not to black out at parties and to black out in a car going home to a guy's house after a party. Yes, they should be encouraged to be responsible, but I don't necessarily think that past physical protection, you really should be saying anything about the way that the woman expresses herself, and that because at that point it's the woman expresses herself, and then the guy has to decide to initiate attack. So
Making a much more simpler point that has nothing to do with any of that stuff. I'm saying society A, right? So what is a society? A society is this type of thing that individuals come together and they make decisions for the group. Okay, society A, okay, has reasons to prevent undue social cost on their system, right? Okay, person A within society A is doing something that on its own is fairly innocent, taken by itself. Okay, however, in the larger context of that society, that action has created a great social cost on the society. Now, I'm saying that society A has the ability, right, and every fucking other word you want to add to it, to limit person A's doing of that action in order to prevent the undue social cost. That's what I'm saying. And that's very
The
straightforward.
action,
That's what
no,
societies
the
do.
action. I'm sorry for over talking to you. The action though isn't her dressing. The action is the man doing the raping. So you need
That
to,
was
if you want to undo the social cost, you have to stop the man from raping, and it has
It
nothing to
works
do
both
with what the way she
ways.
dresses.
Yes, if it works both ways. If a woman wearing a red handkerchief enacts tons of rapes within a certain jurisdiction, that jurisdiction has reasons to ban red handkerchiefs. Also, likewise, if raping in that jurisdiction brings about undue social costs, they have reasons to ban raping, obviously. So it works both ways. But I'm not going to sit here and say that society A doesn't have the right to ban red handkerchiefs because red handkerchiefs are so nice and innocuous and innocent. And there's really nothing wrong with red handkerchiefs. And all the people that hate red handkerchiefs, they're the ones that are the problems. No, we can't
actually,
have
yeah,
red.
they do. That's First Amendment rights.
I don't. What's First Amendment rights? We're gonna have a constitutional fucking discussion now. Are you serious?
Yeah, I mean, freedom of expression, freedom to like do those actions within a society, even if they're not the ones that society wants to hear. That's like kind of the basis for our, our ability
The
for our country.
fuck? What the freedom of expression you think is the freedom to wear a red bandana?
No, I'm just saying you can't ban certain types of speech. You can't ban certain types of dress just because you think that
So if
because
I don't
society
want
is
to dress in
offended by.
anything, so if I don't want to dress in anything, you can't ban that. I can just walk down the street naked.
I
In
mean,
many places, you can do exactly that. You can do that in Canada.
I don't
Well, you
necessarily.
can't do it here, and that's what she's talking about is the United States
No,
Constitution.
there's some states you can do that in.
Oh,
Washington
Gus,
State,
did you
one.
see? Gus? Do you remember when Matt Bell had he gave himself the Freddy Krueger avatar? Do you remember?
Yeah, I didn't. I
That
do.
was
And
like
and by the way, having watched that video, that was out of sight. The way the cops
that
went
was
in on him,
like a
and
fucking inside joke to himself while he was arguing with us.
ask the real Canadians. Kick fuck off.
Who said ask the real Canadian?
Okay, Cake thinks he's funny. He thinks he's sharp because his head comes to a point.
People look. First of all, people in the chat need to stop misrepresenting my position, saying that I think most rapes happen because of what women are wearing, or women deserve to be raped for what they're wearing. Fucking you people, Stargate. You're one of the most vilest people in the world to say that that's my position. That's not my position at all. I've never fucking said that. It's scummy of you to even fucking insinuate that that's my position. You're a piece of shit.
It's ethical to be. Give me a sec. I'll bring up the video.
First of all, you need to fix your mic. Okay. Second of all, you need to stop lying and being vile
There's
about
nothing
those
wrong with
positions.
my mic. My mic's fine.
It's very quiet.
No,
I can
no, it's not
barely hear you.
fine.
I have you at 200.
It's not fine, motherfucker. Like I'm lying to him about his mic volume. Like I'm that petty.
Yeah, I couldn't hear him there good either.
No.
Yeah, I don't think it's your position either. But I mean, I could see you arguing that point.
I
but
mean, Tom, did you think that that's my position? That I think that women get raped because of what they're wearing, or they should be raped because of what they're wearing? Really? And he's sitting here telling me that I deserve the position my life is in because I have these positions. What the fuck is this guy? I mean, it's almost like seemingly bannable shit right
No,
there.
it's Seamus's position was so non-controversial. It's just something like, if X is more conducive to rape, and one has a desire to not be raped, one ought not X. That's it. Is that fair?
Yeah.
yeah, but I think if the society wants to stop people from raping, they should stop people that are raping, not ones that are. You shouldn't restrict the ones that are being raped.
I didn't understand anything you said.
If more women said yes, there'd be a lot less rapes. The problem is nobody's restricting a woman from dressing up like a slut and going out in the town and getting blind drunk. Nobody's restricting a woman from doing that. All they're doing is saying you shouldn't do this because it increases your chances of being raped.
Right.
Why does it increase the chances of being raped?
Because you're putting yourself in a position
Caveman moment.
where you're more likely to get
They're all
raped.
saying that women need to
Just
be
in the
careful
same
with
way
their,
as it,
you know,
if I
just-
leave the keys in my car, it's more likely to get stolen than if I don't leave the keys.
I never
I mean-
So
said
the problem
that.
is you don't have stiff enough laws to try and deter people from doing those things.
It's the same reason that, like, in the Middle East, they wear, like, fucking burqas.
That's a misdone quote. I didn't say that to Gus. I said that to Stargate. Godless.
Oh, sorry, I never.
Is that the same
Fucking
Stargate
idiot.
that used to be in? Is that the same Stargate used to be in Nadia's Hangouts?
Yeah, it's the same one, and it's pretty obvious if you just
I've never
scroll
been
up
in
to
Nadia's
what he
Hangouts.
said about
I
my
don't even,
position.
I don't use
about-
Hangouts.
It's just retarded. Let me go. Let me read what this guy says.
I was just trying to
Shamos
quote you.
thinks-
I can
Hold
tell
on,
you
here
if
it
you
is.
want.
Davos is
You don't
so
have to
serious.
paraphrase it. I can tell you straight up if you want.
No,
You
I'm
don't
going to
have- I
read it
can-
right
well,
here,
if you-
right from your own words. Shamos thinks all
Oh, I
women
can
who don't. No, I'm going to read it right from your fucking own words. How about that? You can't let your own words speak for you?
Oh, I've got my words right here if you want them. But if you want to just put a silly voice on the top
Go
of
ahead,
it, to
read
make
them
it
then.
sound
Read
like
them.
I'm saying-
Let's read them then.
What would you like me to say?
Yeah, I can't read them. I'm driving, so somebody else wants to read them. That'd be fine.
I just think that it's quite obvious from your obvious behaviour, Shamus, that everything you announce about how you're so moral, that everything is offensive about what I've said, is just a joke compared to what your actual behaviour is, right? Like nothing you say about your moral position is actually comparable out in real life.
So that gives you ground to lie about what I said and mischaracterize my
I never lied
position?
about anything I said. I'm just giving you my
So
opinion on
what
you as a person.
This is what you said. I'm gonna read it right from what you said. Shamos thinks all women who don't entertain his exact frame of mind are just automatons, and that by that logic, they're clearly to blame for bad stuff happening to him. Shamos deserves the shitty lifestyle he's inherited from his psycho girlfriend. And then you also went on to say that I think that what girls are wearing has to do with whether they're raped, and then that the girls that are wearing those type of things ought be raped. I'm gonna scroll up and find that line.
Put that there.
You're just
I don't
a
remember saying
a
that
really
last time,
shitty
okay.
person telling a bunch of bullshit on the online. You can't even
Sounds like
fucking
a bit of
engage
Jonas,
with
it's
somebody's
kind of
real
funny
position.
how it's not really anything that like that. It's really just that what your behavior is what gives people that impression. So if you don't want people to be saying that stuff, stop acting.
I don't want people to lie about my position.
Take some responsibility for your own behavior. Yeah.
No.
It's like
I don't
instead
want
of talking about
look,
how
my
other people, if
behavior
you're
in the
not giving
past.
advice to women, why don't you take
My
advice from other
behavior
people?
in the past does not give you warrant to lie about my position or mischaracterize my position while we're speaking of it.
We're talking
It
about what
never
you're
gives you that
claiming
right.
versus what
You
your
never have
behavior
that
is, right?
right.
So
You're
it doesn't
never
matter
gonna
what you're
get that
claiming
right.
right now. If your behavior contradicts what your claim is, I don't have to believe what you're saying is true. It's called lying, right? It's called being disingenuous. It's called just being pretentious, which I think you
Okay,
are.
get this guy out of here. Get this guy out of here. This is just going to waste all of our fun.
I don't think he's going anywhere.
He's
don't
basically
think
trying
you're
to say
quite
that he
gonna get
gets
that
to
much
say
social
whatever he
credit,
wants
so.
and mischaracterize anyone's position based on their past behavior and whether or not he thinks they're being genuine. And he's the person that gets to decide that. Get the fuck out of here.
Security.
I'm
This fucking loser out of
I'm being
here.
oppressed. Someone get this guy out of here.
You're all oppressive. I'm oppressed.
You can't even accurately characterize my position, Stargate. Would you like to try? What are you
I'll
going
just
to
stick with
say?
my original statements.
What's that?
What is your
I'll just stick with my original statements I've already made.
Yeah,
Don't need
if
to
I
change anything.
God, I can't even believe they allow you on the server.
Well, I don't threaten to rape people. That's first thing.
Takes all kinds.
He took a legitimate conversation that we had and just threw it all in the trash because of his bias.
All right, it's all my fault, right? Okay.
I'm just saying, you ruined an entire conversation between like 5 people, all because you wanted to tell
All because
lies
you got
be
triggered by it
biased
and you decided
on
that
my
you weren't just going to let it go.
about like my past behavior or something. Like,
You could have just
okay.
let it go. You could have just ignored me. You could have carried on the conversation, but you chose to address it. So
Get
you're
back
the one
to
that
normalcy eventually. Just mute the fucker.
I'm only talking because you asked me, right? I'm happy to sit here and have you go off with Gus. But, if you're going to address me in text and then complain that the
Yeah, yeah.
conversation is
All
being
I'm asking you
derailed,
to do is to not mischaracterize my position in text when I'm speaking it out loud, telling everybody what my position is. I never ever said any of those words you put in my mouth. Okay. And then you wanted to sit there because you just don't like me because you're a little SJW faggot punk.
God damn.
that's strong words. But you could just take some advice, and I'm not trying to victim blame you here, Chamus, but I'm just saying, just practice what you preach.
Yeah, just get on the internet and
Rape is
moralize some
boring.
more. Just get on the internet and moralize some more, fucker.
Ooh, good one.
Ah,
But we only do that on
Seamus.
Mondays.
Yeah, you missed Moralizing Monday, Seamus.
Yeah.
It was always next Monday. What did you... It seemed like we needed a Moralizing Tuesday, though.
Oh, I knew you guys
Yesterday.
were fucking moralizing Mondays. I knew something was going on. I knew that's why that
Tantrum.
Declan was being a faggot.
Tantrum Tuesdays. That was Tuesday, though, Godless.
Yeah, that was Tuesday, Godless.
Oh, is today
yeah.
Wednesday?
But it did feel... Yes, and it did feel like we needed a Moralizing Tuesday.
Hey, JJ, you old fucker. How you doing?
I'm all right, Bob.
Mild psychosis. Mild psychosis right now.
Maintaining, yeah.
Good.
Like, does anybody believe that Declan was, like, actually... that none of what he was saying was feigned?
I missed that. What are you talking about?
Declan was like fucking freaking out. He was like, "Oh, Godless did this once, therefore, this is what the server is always gonna do now. And what is wrong with you people? You're so immoral."
Did he say that?
And in different words, yes, he did.
When he was...
Well, he posed it as a question. Godless did X once.
When he was bitching about the picture thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like Godless did that
No,
once.
he was completely sincere. What are you talking about?
What? I don't think he was completely sincere.
He never trolls. Except then when he didn't want to explain what he meant to you and said he didn't know what.
Yeah,
what
but
he
JJ,
meant
not
at all.
trolling and not being sincere. I mean, being sincere aren't. It's not a dichotomy. He could be insincere for other motivations and not be trolling. I don't think he was trolling. He was being a faggot.
I still think they're...
I don't think he was trolling because he came in when he thought it was me that did the initial drop and was asking me, fucking, when did it become acceptable for me to do this, that, and the other? And I didn't fucking know what he was talking about until...
Yeah, Molly, but do you think he was sincerely upset about that and wasn't attacking reasons?
But you know, at this point, I don't even know. I'm like, I just figure, it was a good opportunity for someone to have a go at me, so fucking enjoy. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, he wasn't really. I don't know what his motivations were, but he was not really that upset about that.
I mean, I can't speak to his intentions, but I know that a lot of times in here, it's sort of like you're pissed at someone about something else, but you'll attack them on another front.
And I don't know what his motives were, but he was being intentionally deceptive. I'm confident he was being intentionally deceptive. He was trying to act like his motives were just like, oh, you can't share people's pictures even if they're new in the server and they get on cam with you. But that's not what he was really upset about, right? There's something deeper going on with Declan. I don't know what the fuck it is, but he was trying to deceive us by pretending that those were his motives, his only motives. Like, I'm not saying he wasn't bothered by that at all. I don't know, maybe he's a bitch boy, but there's something else going on there, and it was bizarre, and he was being deceptive because he was trying to act like that was the only thing that he was concerned about, when I'm sure that his primary motive for doing that was something completely different.
Whinging Wednesday.
I haven't talked to Declan in a long time. What's his position now? He's not a Calvinist
he's an
anymore,
atheist
right?
now. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
he actually deserved credit for that. Yeah, he's not a fucking Calvinist faggot anymore.
He'll say he's agnostic.
So he must still be going through that angry phase because he left religion. So I know a lot of atheists go through that 2-year, 3-year angry phase.
Yeah, he's made some angry music.
Godless,
check out
please
his-
attempt to refrain from using the F word. Thank you.
Oh, okay, I
No.
will. But just so
Wait.
everybody knows, when I say faggot, I'm not talking about a.
Okay. Yeah. See, what's what I was talking about?
Okay, I won't. I'll try not to say it anymore. But just so everybody knows, I'm
No,
not saying
just-
F-A-G-G-O-T. I'm saying F-A-G-G-I-T, which is a spelling that I coined, which doesn't have anything to do with your sexuality.
I thought it was just FGT.
Okay.
Sound it out.
Either spelling, please.
Come on, we're not really doing this, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like spelling Niggir.
That's-
Yeah, that makes a difference.
Well, the thing is
Well-
that it's pronounced the same, and that's really all that matters.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, got it. Not even.
Yeah, because people don't know your intentions behind it when they just hear you say a word because they don't know you or the context. So
Like, Tom, do you notice? Don't you notice Declan's bizarre behavior? Like, I think he sees you as some kind of I think it's something to do with Tom. He views you differently somehow now, and he's trying to suck your cock. Do you notice that?
No.
Okay, well, let's notice in the future. So let me just I'm going to think of a prediction I'm going to make about Declan's future behavior. Give me a minute, and we'll see if it comes true or not. So give me a minute. I'm going to think of it. Then I'm going to state it, and then everybody can watch the next few weeks to see if it comes true or not. Hang on a second. Let me think.
I don't know why I'm not getting notifications. Are we refraining from accusing people of homosexuality? Generally?
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
Declan would never, when Tom's disagreeing with another person, Declan, I mean, aside from like one or two comments in agreement with the other person, Declan will never, generally in that conversation, oppose what Tom is saying. And I predict like he has months to, like, let's say 2 months, so 60 days. And Declan will never do this. That's my prediction. We'll see if it comes true or not.
But that's also just consistent with him agreeing with me.
That's true, but it's so if my prediction does come true, that's not showing that like absolutely what I'm saying is true, right? It's just that if he does do the opposite, then that would be evidence against my claim.
you're gonna have to try and set him up, Tom, and put him in a position where he would have to disagree with you and see if he does.
Like he was just like Pogan was recently having some disagreement with Tom, and fucking Declan was just jumping on Pogan's, like trying to rape Pogan in the asshole, like just make the anti-Pogan show, which was fucking weird.
Well,
Is
Tom
something
is a
new
sexy
happened?
beast, right?
I mean, I'm not confident at all with what I'm saying. I wouldn't be surprised at all if I'm completely wrong.
What conversation are you speaking of?
It was today. I don't
The
remember. what
conceivability, entailing possibility conversation?
I don't think it was that one.
Yeah, I don't know who Hogan is, so I don't.
But what I'm referring to yesterday is the whole Rise situation.
About her picture being posted?
Yeah, fucking Declan he's not as upset as he acted about like Rise's picture being posted. Like, did Declan care
Is
when
that actually a
Kathleen
problem?
did Declan care when Kathleen doxed Tom? Did Declan care when Krill posted that girl's Kelsey's nudes? Did Declan care when Shamos
Jesus
posted Agnes's
Christ.
nudes? No, he doesn't care about any of that. But all of a sudden, he's extremely emotional about
has happened on this
me
server?
posting just like this girl's face. Like,
I think
no,
Declan's
Declan,
been
you know you're
consistent
being
about that.
no,
Wait,
Declan.
did you
I know
actually
you're-
ask him if he cared about those things or not?
Well, he claimed to care. That's what I'm saying. He's being dishonest about.
Hmm.
If you're
She's
just gonna
just
say he's
talking
being
about his
dishonest,
reaction.
then what's the point of like pointing out that he didn't show any signs of caring in the past? If you just think, oh well, he was just being
It's
dishonest at that point.
wildly inconsistent behavior on more than one occasion. So that's my reason for thinking that he's not being sincere. I'm not saying like
She
he
just thinks that-
doesn't care at all about me posting the girl's picture. I'm just saying these extreme severe emotions he was displaying, I think, were feigned.
She's just saying, Joe, that if he cared about those other things the way he cares about this thing, he would have been emoting in those instances, but he wasn't doing that. So when she asked if he cared about those, and he said yes, in the same way, that he's being dishonest because he didn't emote the same way that he's emoting now.
I mean,
Or
if
was
you're
it
just
last
saying he
night or
didn't
whatever?
emote the same way, you're probably right, but I haven't heard like his portion of the video. I've only heard like Tom has this shorter clip. I've only heard
Well, I mean,
that.
Joe, we can just test it, right? So Shamos
Yeah,
actually posted
definitely.
news. All I did was like post a picture of this girl's face, who we don't even know this girl. Now, Agnes was actually like a member of the community who's going to be emotionally affected if her nudes are posted, right? Unlike the situation with this girl. And this isn't just like a picture of Agnes's face. This is her nudes. Now we
Right.
can just ask Declan. We can just ask Declan, do you think that the community and Tom was fucked up when they didn't oppose Shamos posting these nudes? And if he doesn't say, oh yeah, it was absolutely horrible, oh my God, let's all freak out, is this what the community is going to do now? Then that would be inconsistent with him saying that about me posting this girl's face, right?
I mean, that's how
This
he
is the real
reacted
face of
to the
person we
girl's
don't-
face thing.
What?
That's how he reacted to the girl's face thing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He was fucking freaking out yesterday. It was crazy. There's a fucking video of it.
Send me the video.
I don't think he was freaking out.
I wasn't freaking out.
Yeah.
Well, he was like, is this like, I mean, it was an isolated incident, right? And Declan was like, is this what we're going to do now as a community? Like, what the fuck? How'd you get to that inference? What the fuck? Like, he was just being so irrational.
Yeah, I don't remember him being inconsistent about this, though.
I think with that situation, I just didn't like how she was treated afterwards. Like, Godless, it sounded like you agreed to, in the future, maybe be a bit more cautious about that kind of like private stuff.
Well, Joe,
Right.
look, all I did was post the picture, and I never
Yeah,
made
right.
any
Okay.
comment about
No,
her
no, but it
appearance.
sounds like you
But I
you
never made any
appreciate the
comment about her
situation.
appearance.
I know.
I never
I
made-
agree. I'm
So
telling
how
you
is
that
anything you're
it's.
saying relevant
I'm
right
telling
now?
you. Okay. Well, I was just telling you what I thought was a problem with that situation. But if you're only talking about Declan, I can hold off on that.
I
Why
don't
did
see
you
how.
even-
Well, if you think that what you're saying is relevant to what I'm saying,
Well, if you're only talking about Declan, then no, I guess I have to see the video
that's
as well.
all I'm. Yeah, that's all I'm talking about. Look, I don't want to debate the
Yeah, that's fine.
ethical of fucking like talking about this girl's picture, right? I never said anything about her picture after I posted.
You're just saying that he's inconsistent. I don't recall
Yeah.
him being
That's fine.
inconsistent about this, though.
I wasn't really concerned about ethics, but I guess I'll talk to you about it later.
I guess.
Tom, are we actually doing well?
What do you mean?
Our team.
Oh, we're doing okay, I think.
Do you know that the vegans just happened to play us? Like all those people from Ask Yourself?
Really?
What?
Yeah. And so I played for like 2 hours last night with them afterwards.
Crazy.
I think they're pretty good.
Overwatch?
Yeah.
Any vegans of note?
I just got wrecked.
Alpha. Oh crap! I have on for the past like 2 minutes. Sorry. Oh yeah, my bad. Oh fuck.
How was that? Anybody know why I'm not getting notifications for Tom's live stream?
You have it set to personal notifications only.
I have them set. That's what I'm saying. I get notifications for videos being posted, just not live streams.
You probably get them after they're uploaded as videos.
I like stopped completely getting live stream notifications for some reason from like
That's-
anyone unsubscribed.
That's what I'm wondering.
Did you ring the bell, bro?
Yep.
Didn't
Yeah, all
Beanie
the
spend
bells.
multiple moments trying to help you with that earlier?
Bells are all rung.
I heard-
Notifications on YouTube.
I heard from somebody that Google Hangouts is ending August 1st. So you're not going to be able to do Google Hangouts anymore through the live stream or YouTube.
I haven't heard that, but I know there were rumors about Google Hangouts coming to an end that weren't true.
I thought it was over a year ago that was happening.
Well, there's G Plus and there's Hangouts. They're two different things.
Oh, right.
Yeah, well, Saka Count said he went live the other day on Google Hangouts and he had a notification up in the corner saying Google Hangouts is going to end on August 1st.
Oh, thanks, Trio Monkey.
I've got a.
I don't know. I'll Google
in
it.
here that says October, but that was in 2017. Oh no, it's posted recently. One sec.
Thanks again, Trio Monkey. Trio Monkey 666. I like that name.
You don't use the Google Hangouts, Tom, to do your live streams, do you?
No.
No, Hangout sucks.
Yeah, well, I was just saying, like you said, if you're not getting notifications, besides YouTube just being shit again, you know, if there was something to do with that, but.
You guys, Jim Majors like talked to Darth again today, and he like totally triggered Darth. It's funny. I'll upload it.
Jim Majors likes to talk scripture, so I wonder if he got Darth to talk
he
scripture
didn't talk
at all.
about scripture at all. Didn't talk about
No?
scripture at all.
Can we hear that later?
I'm pretty sure that guy's retarded. Jim Majors.
He did fine against Darth. He actually like kind of triggered Darth.
Tom, you said we can hear that later?
Yeah, I'll upload it.
Yeah, okay.
It probably tomorrow morning. But Darth does this thing where he asks the person if the person says that the universe is ultimately like the beginning and everything else is dependent on that, then he tries to point to, well, did the Eiffel Tower begin to exist? And he basically rejects that like people made the Eiffel Tower. He said like he wants to say that the Eiffel Tower was built in like X year and it then began to exist, right? But if he says that to counter like this universe existing and everything, just always existing, the way he puts it is because you can't point to something that began to exist in a scenario where everything has always existed. But then if I like have a kid, isn't Darth committed to saying that like I'm not created by God or the kid wasn't created by God?
Yeah, Benna had this discussion with him a few days ago, the first time. He mentioned the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah. I think he's
Ben, are
conflating.
you here?
I think he's what the term began to exist. He's using it differently, right? I mean, it's not. It didn't like begin to exist out of ex nihilo. It began in its current form to exist, but it was in a different form before that.
Yeah, that's what's being
Well,
said.
the point
about
is that I don't think they would sign off on saying that God did not create me.
Wait, he's saying that God didn't create the Eiffel Tower?
He did say that. And somebody else brought this example.
I don't understand actually what's being said right now.
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense.
I'm gonna hear Jim talk to him. Danny and I hung out in his room again last night after he was gone.
I know it's either him or Brojo. I got to the Karm Discord, and I wasn't there in more than 5 minutes, and I got booted. I didn't even say anything. They kicked me out.
Oh, I
And I got
booted
back
before I
I
joined.
then I joined the next day. I rejoined back up, but then I was permabanned. I can't even see links to the damn thing. And I know Darth got kicked out, so but I think Brojo's still there.
Guess. Bob,
Did
where have you
Brojo?
been?
Oh, I just been hanging out in other places.
Like where?
I never talked to anybody that had a link to this Discord.
You've been here before.
I
haven't you?
personally sent it to you.
Yeah.
When?
Like, probably the first time I ever did it was over a year ago.
Yeah.
Huh. Might have. Maybe I left for some reason. I don't know. I don't remember.
Could be. I could swear you'd been in this server.
Was it Gallus's? Was it Gallus's server before?
No.
I might have been. I haven't been in a lot of Discord servers until probably the last 6 months. I started hanging out in Discord servers.
You're in Dragnot server.
Yeah, but I don't talk much in there either. It's maybe once or twice a week. Maybe I'll get in a conversation for about a half hour or so.
Do you consider yourself? Do you identify as a Dragoon?
I guess. I mean, I give Drag money, so.
Oh.
I do what I told. I do what I told like a good little bitch. So I don't know.
So you are
Skating
you
and a
you
bat.
are a Dragoon. You are a Dragoon.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
But I don't watch all his videos on G-Man. It's fucking boring as hell, G-Man. So, you know, if I'm really bored and I need something to keep me awake, I might turn it on. But otherwise, I skip most of his. I'll watch a couple parts here. You know, I'll skip through it and listen a couple minutes here and there. But it's all the same thing over and over again. So it's no point.
Yeah, who's that new guy he does like every morning? I see him like talking about like there's another black
D-Roy
guy.
Cruz, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching him. The
Yeah,
D-Roy
that's-
Cruz, those are good.
That looks so boring, man.
Well, it's something different. It's something new, right? You know, when you got nothing else going on when you're driving down the road, I think they're pretty good.
I don't know.
Because I still am not interested in philosophy. So when you know, and most of these hangouts are all philosophy with, you know, all these
Why do you say
philosophical
that?
terms. Huh?
Why do you say that, Bob?
Well, when I come in here earlier, they were talking about that earlier. I hung out.
Philosophy?
Yeah, they were talking about. Hell, I don't even remember what they were talking about. I kind of ignored it.
What's wrong with philosophy, though?
It just doesn't interest me. I mean, it's good. You know, it's a good way to get down to, get more succinct or something, to get more precise about a topic or a subject, to break
Is
it
that
down.
true?
And is that true? I guess not. It all depends if you're a solipsist or not. I don't know. What the hell? So
I'm
I
fucking with you, Bob.
I know, but yeah, I just never got into the philosophy. I've tried, and it just doesn't interest me.
What about rape, Bob? Is rape wrong, Bob?
I used to, when I was younger, I always
Maybe we
fantasize. I used to fantasize about women stopping and grabbing me in a van and raping the shit out of me. But
High school days, man.
high school days, yeah, going through that puberty shit is like,
Not a phone in sight, just people living in the moment.
I remember I used to be so disappointed when I would hear about teachers, young boys like 16 or 15 complaining because their teacher raped them or something like that. Especially if the teacher was female. Oh, I would be so jealous. I was like, oh man, why couldn't it have been me? Ungrateful bastard.
I would have kept my mouth shut, especially with my science teacher. She was a redhead. She had wearing double D's.
Oh yeah.
26-inch waist. Man, she was freaking hot.
Why are double D's hot? It's way too big. I don't understand.
No, on her it looked great.
Yeah, it depends on the person.
It's about like the balance, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
You should only be talking if you're posting pics and member pictures, okay?
Shut up, you're.
Yeah, JJ.
Who is this Trio Monkey 666? I seem to think Tom Rabbit is an entertainment genius. It's hard to argue with that.
Is that the next title of the clickbait video?
Oh, that's true. That's very true.
Lagging so much I can't play, Joe. I have to quit the game.
Hey, JJ.
Yeah.
How long did you stick around the other night when I was driving to Orlando? How did that conversation with Kathleen end?
I vaguely recall it. I remember you were driving to Orlando. And you got there, I think.
Yes, that's what the abrupt ending to my stay was.
I don't even remember what we were talking about.
I had said that I thought it was funny that a transsexual was commenting on that of another deformed human, and she then asked me to prove to her God didn't exist.
What did you say? How'd you do it? How'd you prove it to her?
I didn't really get too far into it. I was driving to Orlando when she asked me. I was like literally in the car driving when she asked me to do it.
Oh.
It was like a retort to my, and I don't know, we were talking about a bunch of random stuff, and she was like criticizing someone who had purposefully deformed their body, and she's a transsexual woman with fake tits, so I thought that was rather odd, and I had noted that, and that's when she asked me to.
Is this where we were talking about bionic people?
I don't know.
Remember, I don't listen to what Kathleen says very much.
Kathleen's just an idiot. So it's not worth engaging her at all.
Well, it brings up the question. What do you mean by fake tits? I mean,
Yeah, there was that huge like silicone debate about like tits and them leaking and stuff.
well, it's not so much that. I mean, Kathleen has admittedly breastfed her own son. So, I
Uh-huh.
mean, I suppose in some sense they're real then, right?
That's a
No, she had,
PTSD experience right there, Ray.
I have no idea how she does that, but she had told me that she had surgical procedures to get enlarged breasts, which was fine. That does not bother me. But she had then criticized someone else who had purposely deformed a part of their body. and I thought that I might as well ask her about it. And when I said fake tits, it was just a casual reference. My apologies.
Imagine looking at a person with a beard breastfeeding you. That just doesn't look
You know,
to
I
a
try not
child.
to imagine that on most accounts, but
I can
some
imagine it. It's a couple of. I can imagine a couple of scenarios where that could happen.
I can't wait until they start. I'm just looking at the OLED panels. I'm at the store right now, and I can't wait until they start putting OLED, those like foldable screens. But instead of like the cheap designs we've seen, I really want a flip phone, like a traditional flip phone that folds into like an iPhone size phone or whatever, but it
Yuri,
flips down.
Yuri, if I gave you free reign to build me a computer with a parts list,
Yeah.
let's say, do you think you could, no matter how much it takes, money is no object, could you get a computer that give me about 800 frames per second on League of Legends?
Yeah, of course. That's not even hard to do.
How much do you think that's going to set me back?
That's going to set you back at least, if it's just for League of Legends and playing it at 800 frames per second.
get
That's
away
just
with
like a
that for-
$500
Yeah.
$500, $600 PC these days now. Not much.
You might even be able to get a pre-built one for less than
5,000 frames a second, Yuri.
5,000.
I don't think that's even capable by League of Legends, because I think League of Legends caps it. I don't think it goes that high. Because you can't just have like 5,000 frames per second, because that's just like a lot of data and stuff like
Do you
that.
just
So
want a badass
Can't
PC
push
or
more
something?
than, like what 144 over HDMI 2.0.
I'm just trying to induce Caesars
Oh,
in
gotcha.
myself. Not,
I have a
not,
strobe light.
not the. I just realized I pronounced that wrong. Caesars. Seizures.
Scissors?
I'm trying to produce scissors.
Alex, who was Kathleen criticizing for some body modification?
I really don't remember. I was just really proud of myself for the burn.
The good thing was that what I realized about that conversation was that every single woman that was in here, male or female, had breast enlargement. That there was a point of the conversation where everyone had had a breast enlargement.
Yeah,
You
my
had
mom's
4
got fake
sets of
tits.
fake tits. It's true.
Yeah, my mom's got fake tits too. It's pretty prevalent. Well,
yeah, we all
excuse me.
do. Most of us. I was going to actually wanted to comment on something that Kat had said yesterday, because she mentioned it and I sort of took it in passing and wasn't really thinking, but there's only one, as of 2018, there was only one medical documented case of a transgender male being able to breastfeed his child.
But actual lactating, you mean?
From actual lactating, yes.
I'm gonna need to look some stuff up for that one.
Well, you know,
Whoa.
like I said yesterday, I was like, well, okay, maybe, you know, since I've been left civilian nursing, perhaps there's been major advancements and whatnot. But then I was thinking about the medication she mentioned, and I was like, maybe
Yeah,
when I stop
exactly.
being lazy. Ace, really? I'm. Do you want to take over? You absolutely.
Yeah,
Please.
I was just gonna
Yeah,
say, yeah,
you just go right the fuck on.
there's definitely pharmaceutical agents that you could take that will induce lactation. That's all I want to say.
For men?
Anyone, I would believe.
I think so.
There's an
Yeah, I
importance to
mean,
So you can
men-
breastfeed. So you can actually have enough nutritional value in your breast milk to sustain a life.
Well, right, that's what I was
no.
gonna say. It's like,
No.
is it just like a liquid that comes out the nips that's sort of like a faux breast milk? I mean, at that point, isn't that more dangerous to the child?
Exactly. So yeah, I understand. Yes, men can lactate. Yes, I understand all that. But I'm talking about baby or nip getting nutritional value from just that.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust that.
By the way, if anybody in the YouTube chat can tell me how magnets work.
Oh wow, yeah, like men are totally capable of lactation. Interesting.
Wait, you don't know how magnets work, JJ?
Oh yeah,
Dude,
my
I doubt even you know.
my friend isn't
No.
a trans or anything, and they've got a condition where one of theirs
hold
lactates.
on, Ray. Like when you say work,
We
like
just-
before I get into this conversation, like what do you mean by
Well,
work?
here we go. Just move on to just another fucking discussion. Let's talk about magnets. Thank you.
Are you talking about how two opposite poles
Let's-
attract, or like what are you talking about? Or
Magnets and
two,
lactation.
or we can
I
continue
know
the
that they
lactation
do.
discussion.
I don't know how it works though. It's
Oh, I see
crazy.
what you're saying. Oh, okay.
Electromagnetism. It's mysterious. Some
Yeah, that's an
would
interesting
just
topic.
say, they just say it's a miracle.
So is prolactin the only hormone you need to supplement to gain the ability to lactate, or?
There's a couple others you can take.
I'm listening.
I don't remember off the top of my head,
Damn.
but that is one of them.
I'm very interested. I've always wanted to spew milk out my tits. I feel like there's probably some cons to that as well, but we'll find out.
No, we won't.
Yeah, it's likely only suggestible for women to take these things.
I'm sure.
Is Alex still here?
Hi.
I'm still trying to remember what Kathleen was criticizing.
I did think it. When you mentioned bionics, it did ring a bell, but I can't remember exactly what we were talking about. Have you ever driven through Orlando's highway system recently?
No.
Okay, it's ass to say the least.
Have you ever recently?
Have you ever recently? I misspoke. My apologies.
Uh-oh.
In my defense, I am a little stoned at the moment, so.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, what?
I'm glad you're on easy to understand roads while you're stoned.
I'm not driving at the moment.
Right.
And
Orson
I
is
wasn't stoned
English,
at the time.
and so he
Drives
feels like
on
he's
the
an
wrong
authority.
side of the road?
Well, no, yeah, that's a different issue. I think Orson just feels like he's an authority on the language.
Mm. Good to
Why
know.
wouldn't I be?
Recently.
I do like speaking correctly, so correction is usually welcomed, but
Next time I hear you say "but yet," Orson, I'm gonna jump down your throat.
But yet.
what are you going to jump down his throat with?
Words.
I've never heard myself say that.
Well, I'm just saying, if you do,
You should replace that with instead also.
Why is what up, Krill?
Yo, Krill, what's up, man? I saw you on my server last night, man.
Tooth pulled. I had a tooth pulled.
Oh.
how many dicks are in your mouth?
Yeah, you got any left, Krill?
Ha 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 ha.
That's what it sounded like the first time.
When you were saying that you had a tooth problem, didn't you fix all that already? I thought for sure that would all be taken care of on your trip.
Are you still under anesthetic?
Now, probably the most egregious fact that I know of about Krill is that this person, his favorite candy is Good and Plenty. Like, that's just fucking ridiculous. Like, what kind of a monster that goes into a store and you can say you can have anything you want. I'm gonna take some Good and Plenties. What the fuck?
Is that the different colored jelly things?
No, it's the purple and white candies.
They're like Starburst knockoffs.
No. Aren't
Aren't
those
they're like a
licorice
candy.
flavored ones?
I thought they're candy coated black licorice.
Yeah, basically.
They are licorice
Oh.
flavored. Yeah, those are disgusting.
Yeah, it's fucking awful. Right? Goes to the movie theater. It's like, what can I get you, sir? You want some red vines? You want some milk duds? You want some fucking
Milk duds.
Kit Kats? You know, you want
Oh,
some
the snow. What are the snow?
You want some
snow
movie
cats?
movie theater popcorn buttered anything. No, I'll take the good and plenties. Oh. Okay.
You sound let down.
Sir, do you know how long those have been there?
Yeah, luckily they still have some from the 80s. Luckily.
What are they shaped like?
Pills.
Yeah, I mean, Krill was the kid where you went trick or treating with him, and like he got the candy corn, and like everyone was bummed out, but he was like, "Ooh, candy corn."
Does anyone here actually enjoy candy corn after the first like 5 pieces?
Does anyone actually enjoy candy corn?
Look, there are just
After the
some
first 5
there are
years.
just some candies on Halloween night where if you got them, it was just almost a unanimous, just like, this is a write-off, like, let's just go to the next house. Like, this was a failure.
Yeah, I don't understand.
If they like put granola bars in there or like fruit.
Granola bars are good. Some.
Yeah, but not on Halloween.
Has anybody ever done full size on Halloween just to be a fucking boss?
Full size?
Yeah.
How about king size?
King?
What's full size?
Yuri, man, why are you doing this, man?
No, I was talking to JJ, man, not you.
Oh, what'd you say, Yuri?
I was asking, what do you mean by full size? Don't you mean king size?
I said king size.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Go
Jesus
ahead, Tom.
Christ, Yuri.
Go ahead, Tom. Go ahead, Tom. It was a misunderstanding.
Dude, do I really have to explain this to you?
No, don't.
What do you think a full size versus a king size is, Yuri? In reference to candy bars.
No, I understood. A
Oh, really? You
full-size
understand?
bar. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah,
A
what? Go.
full-size-
I'm waiting.
Yeah, full. A full size is a candy bar that's completely maxed out, and a king size is the bar fit for like people who are like want king size bars.
Ah.
If it was completely maxed out, how could there be a bigger
Holy shit.
size, i.e., king size?
Oh, king sizes are smaller than full size.
Oh my
No!
fucking god, dude!
King size are smaller than full sizes?
Jesus Christ!
And that's like
dude.
party size. It's like half size.
Yeah, like when you get those wee little bite-sized candy bars, Halloween.
Oh, I
And then
thought
you
those were
go to those
bite-sized
one
bars.
you go to those one homes where they actually give out full-size candy bars.
That's what we're talking about.
Not to mention what you said was.
Okay, maybe I can help. Okay. When you go to a vending machine and there's a Snickers in there, what size is that Snickers bar?
You're talking about just a regular size. Normal standard.
AKA?
Oh, full size.
Right. Okay, good. Now, when you go to a gas station and they have a Snickers bar there at the counter and it says king size, how is that in relation to that full size?
Right. I messed up, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you did, Yuri. Yeah, you did. You fucked up.
Oh man, they got
More
vinyls
research,
here.
Yuri.
They got metal. Oh my goodness, they got Iron Maiden as a vinyl.
Look, nobody cares about this, all right? Now, there's also another distinction, okay? Because there exists like little square Snickers and then like the little like bite-sized ones. What are those? What are they? Are minis? Are they called?
Fun size.
Fun size. Yes, that's what it is.
They got
I know. I
got
think the
miniature
fun
they got
size.
miniature. Well, they have miniature, fun size, and bite size. Which one's the smallest?
Oh shit! I thought
I don't-
fun
There's also
size
party
was
size.
miniature.
I don't know. I only know fun size and basically the square ones, which are
Bite size.
Bite size.
Right. I think fun size, which may have another name, are 2 bites.
Fun size.
2 bite size put together.
Fun size
The optimal
is
number.
fun size is a legitimate size for Halloween. I mean, it's no full size, but it's pretty much standard.
It's also
Yeah,
a
they usually
category
wrap with a
with-
bite size, come in a bag.
Yuri, do you understand?
Oh yeah, I completely understand, man.
All right, so
Yeah.
when you grow up and you're a baller, right? What are you gonna be handing out on Halloween?
Oh, I'm just gonna. I don't. Oh, I'm not planning on hanging out. Oh, I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna hand out the full sizes.
Right. there
Yuri
you go.
can't
That's good.
participate in Halloween.
No, I can't. I don't think I'm gonna be doing that. Like, when I'm an adult, I'm probably gonna be one of those angry guys. Me and the kids.
Look, all you do is you go to Costco, buy a whole fucking box of Snickers bars. It's like $10. Just fucking hand those bitches out.
Oh yeah, I know. I've seen it. I go to Costco. I see them.
And a box of razor blades and a heat gun.
Yuri, man,
Oh my
you
God.
really sometimes you worry me, man. Like, so what
No,
the
I'm good,
fuck?
man. Trust me, Tom. I got this, man.
All that critical thinking.
Yeah, full size is bigger than a king size. I mean, like, dude. It's like when John didn't know what a stamp was or where you could acquire one.
Oh, where it went on the envelope.
My family never ate a lot of candy, so that's why I don't really. So I never really like. I think I've only had like a Snickers like 10 times in my life. I'm 17, so I can't tell you the sizes because I've never paid attention. I
Do you
should
guys
probably
have
know.
O. Henry? Said, do you guys have O. Henry? The candy bar.
I don't think so. Not in the U.S.
Oh, Henry's
Yeah.
are U.S. Yeah, I've had O. Henry's. They're no good.
Used to have them.
It's like
I don't shop
like
for
a
candy
payday.
often, so.
It's like a payday almost. I think.
Yeah, I think I've seen those a couple times. Maybe it's just in a part of the U.S. Maybe not in the Northeast.
The best candy ever is a squirrel nut zipper.
Oh,
I've always been a fan.
what?
Even I've
Huh?
always been.
That's a band, not a candy bar, isn't it?
No, it's not a candy bar. It's a little hard, chewy thing. It's got nuts in it like peanut butter. It's only about a half inch wide, about an inch long, about a quarter-inch thick. It's called squirrel nut zipper.
Oh, I have no idea what that is then. Wasn't that a band name though?
No, that's
Or a
what I
song?
know. Of.
I don't know. But I remember Charleston Chews.
Yeah.
Lindt chocolate was the white Lindt chocolate, and the ones that I don't know. I loved those.
The what ones you loved?
Lindt chocolate. Did you ever like those?
Oh,
They looked
Lindt.
kind of like ornaments with that were twisted at the end, and they were a little.
Well,
They were
Lynch is
different.
the brand. The Lindor chocolates are the circular one.
Yeah,
Spherical.
LINDT.
Yeah, the spherical little things. Yeah, those are good.
Yeah.
Ice cubes. Ice cubes were good. Those are good mint chocolates.
Ice cubes were not mint. Maybe they made mint ones.
Yeah.
But I never had a mint one. But Ice Cube was just a German chocolate, and they were very.
All right. This has just gone to.
It is. It is.
Yeah. Wait, I have a question for you, JJ.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with that old underground metal band called Merciful Fate?
No.
No.
Yes,
Oh,
I
man.
know. I know Merciful Fate.
Yeah,
Wow,
man.
you know all this junk.
I have one of
Yeah.
their albums.
Nice. Vinyl?
Yes.
Awesome.
I don't remember which one. I haven't played it in years. But hell, I'm 53, so I at least listen to Merciful Fate, Flotsam and Jetsam, all of them, yeah.
Yeah,
King
Celtic
Diamond,
Frost.
King's X, Celtic
Yeah.
Frost, yes. Best song from Celtic Frost is I'm a Dying God. That's a good one.
Oh, I gotta check that out.
It's Celtic Frost.
Celtic
Yeah, I said it
Frost, yeah,
correct.
check out the video, the YouTube
it's
video for
Celtic
I'm a Dying God. Pretty good.
I said it correctly, JJ.
Yeah, Bob keeps saying Celtic for some reason. It's annoying. I would have cared about that Iron Maiden vinyl though. Only in that I like Iron Maiden. But who's
I'm
gonna,
not buying any.
Who wants to
Iron
play
Maiden
records
Killers.
anymore?
Iron Maiden Killers is the best one, yeah.
All right.
The Trooper was also pretty good. I really liked The Trooper. That was like my favorite song by Iron Maiden. And then, what was that one? Oh, I forgot the name of that song.
Hangar 18 was good.
Oh, Hangar 18 was actually, I think that's one of my, Rust in Peace was one of my favorite albums by Megadeth.
Ugh. Yeah, maybe we can talk about something a little more interesting though.
Sorry, yeah.
I can
talk
feel
about-
Tom cringing right now.
Let's talk about Ansel's the contingent argument.
Anselm's are you talking about like Anselm's ontological argument?
Yeah, is it the ontological argument? Same thing, right? Contingent, ontological.
Well, the ontological argument presupposes that existence is a first order property, and it also begs the question.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it, so I don't do philosophy. I just figured I'd give you guys something to talk about.
Well, I was thinking about the first order existence, and I kind of came to the conclusion that if you accept bare particulars, then that would be equal to the first order property of existence. At least how I understand.
I don't think one should accept bare particulars.
Look, I'm not saying
No, I'm not
that you
accusing you.
should
I'm
or
not accusing
shouldn't.
you.
Yeah.
No, I understand that. I'm not accusing you. I'm just saying I don't think it's wise for someone to accept bare particulars.
I mean, maybe not.
Why?
But
Why, Yuri?
Well, the reason why is that I don't see when someone accepts bare particulars, I don't see how they can distinguish between objects.
Why?
It just seems like to be an improbable position.
I don't understand how that follows.
Well, the idea is that if everything, because typically substance dualists want to say that things are reducible to their bare particulars, right? And everything is reduced to their bare particulars, then you can make all objects identical by definition. And when you strip an object of, why what?
Why can you do
You
that?
keep just saying why, and that's just not helping. If you tell me what you're asking, right, I can explain it to you. But when you just say why like that,
You said you
I
can
can't
make all objects identical or something.
Right, due to their bare
Why?
particulars. Because